Hello friend, this is Naval. You are watching Code with Naval. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In a last video, we perform a unidirectional mapping. We have created a few classes, few entity classes. Our employee class is our parent entity class, and the profile, department, task, and project. Those four classes are our child entity classes. Here we define a mapping. First, we define a mapping one to one. Then we define a one to many to one, then we define a one to many, and after that we define here many to many. But all this mapping we define using a unidirectional concept. Okay, in this video we will see how to perform bidirectional. Okay, let's comment all this mapping code. Okay, let's save this file. Okay, open ppt. Okay, you can see here in a unidirectional mapping we don't need to define mapping code inside the child classes. Okay, that's why child classes don't know who is their parent class. But in a bidirectional we have to define mapping code in a both classes, child classes as well as parent classes. Okay, let's see one by one. Okay, first one is this is bidirectional mapping. Okay, earlier we saw unidirectional mapping. First one is a 1 to 1 mapping. Okay, here we have to define here we using a profile entity for 1 to 1 because one employee have only one profile and one profile also have only one employee. Okay, let's create a profile. Okay, let's define this is private. Okay, add here annotation 1 to 1 annotation. Okay, let's add 1 to 1. Here we also define a cascade. In a last video we saw why we define a cascade type dot all. Okay, and if you want to delete when your parent record delete, that related child record also if you want to delete at the same time, then you have to add this removal equal to true. Okay, also we have to define here join column @ join column. Here define a column name. Okay, here we can say profile dash id, then comma reference column name equal to id. Okay, if you don't watch last video, then first watch that video because this is the continuation for that video. Okay, I already have created profile entity class. You can see here we have a two field id and shift. This id we refer inside the employee class. You can see here reference column name equal to id. This id came from this profile entity class. Okay, we have a define here. Okay, this concept become a unidirectional, but we want to create a bidirectional mapping, so that's why we have to define in child class also define employee. Okay, employee. Okay, here employee. Okay, at 1 to 1 mapping. Here define map by. Okay, and this profile name. Let's save. I am simply saying here in a child class, simply saying here I am not responsible to map, I am not responsible to hold any id or any things. The profile we define here, profile inside the employee class. Okay, that means employee class is responsible to hold profile id. Okay, that's why I am simply here map by profile. I will not do that thing, profile will do that thing. And where we define this profile, this profile we define here private profile. This variable name simply we pass inside the map by. Okay, let's save. Let's go to our database. Okay, let me open my database. Let me check what is our database name. Okay, resource application.property file. You can see here our database name is a Spring Boot with MySQL. Okay, let's open this trial. Okay, search here Spring Boot with MySQL. Okay, here you can see we have multiple classes. I'll delete those all classes because already mapping present in those tables. Okay, delete all classes. Okay, run your application. Okay, it's running as a Spring Boot application. Our Tomcat is started 9090 port number. Okay, let me check inside the database. Okay, you can see here department, employee, profile, project, task. Okay, here we define earlier we define employee and profile mapping. Employee class, employee table should be hold the profile id. You can see here id name, address name and profile id. Okay, if we open a profile, here we have only two fields, id and shift. Okay, let me enter one record using Postman. Let me clear this. Earlier we performed using a unidirectional, all this stuff. Let me clear. Okay, let's click the send button. You can see here we got 200 and our record successfully inserted. Okay, let me check all table, what data inserted inside those table. If we open a profile, id 1 shift. Okay, let me open employee. You can see here it's a profile id stored inside the employee table. Okay, that means our one-to-one working perfectly. You can see here we add here one-to-one mapping code inside our parent class. We consider here employee class is our parent class and profile, department, task and project, those are our child class. Okay, here in employee class we define one-to-one cascade type all, orphan removal true. That means if I remove employee entry, that related profile id profile entry also delete, should be delete. That's why we define here orphan removal. Okay, here we add the new column name profile id for storing the profile id and reference column name id, that should be present inside the profile table. You can see here id. Okay, also in profile table, profile entity class, here we define a one-to-one mapping. Okay, and here we simply map by profile. I will not responsible, this child class is not responsible to hold parent class id. Okay, parent class is responsible hold child class id. Okay, here we define. Let's see second one, many to one. Okay, many to one. For many to one, which class we use earlier? Here we use a department. That means one employee have a 1D1 department, but one department have a multiple employee. Okay, let's create a department. Okay, here add many to one. Okay, many to one. Okay, in this case one employee have only one department, but one department have a multiple employee. Okay, That means we can define here in this we can store department ID inside the employee table. Okay, let's store that department ID inside the employee table. First, cascade type dot all, then define here join column. Okay, we can't use orphan removal here because one department ID can be hold multiple employees. That's why we can't here define orphan removal. Okay, @join column, here simply name equal to department ID dash ID comma reference column name should be ID. Okay, go to the department entity class. Here define employee. Here in an employee class, here we define a many to one, but in a case of department, here we define a bidirectional. Okay, that's why here we have to define a many to one, and in a parent table there we define one to many. Okay, here we have to define one to many. Okay, let me enter map by and add this department because we need to store department ID inside the employee table. Okay, here we have a list of employee. One department have a multiple employee. That's why define this employee is a list of employee. Okay, inside list, let's import the list. Okay, here we define many to one in and our child entity, there we define one to many and map by department. Okay, that means employee is responsible to hold department ID. Okay, here we define department ID, create new column department ID, and reference column is the ID. That ID should be same in here. Okay, let's save and check in our database what will happen here. Refresh, open the employee table. Okay, you can see here added a new column department ID, and if you go in a department table, there you can see ID, location, name. Here nothing added, but only inside the employee table here added department ID. Okay, let me add new record. Go to the postman. Okay, we have to add department colon. Let me check how many fields inside the department. We have name and location. Let me copy this name, double quote name, food department, inside double quote food, and second one is the location. Okay, let me add location also. Location should be Pune. Okay, let me check this department spelling. Okay, it should be correct. Okay, let's save and override and hit the send button. You can see here in output we have a ID, name, address. In a profile, add ID, shift. In a department, add ID, name, food, and location, employee. Let me check inside the table. Refresh, go to employee table. Here you can see our department ID added. If you go department table, you can see here department, one entry inside the department, and that ID stored inside the employee table, ID 1. Okay, let me perform next operation. Many to one we have done. Then we have to create one to many. Okay, in a one to many we have a task. One employee can have a multiple tasks. Okay, but one task have only one employee. We can consider that. Private task, add here annotation one to many, one to many. You can see here one employee have a multiple task. That means this task should be inside the list. Okay, enter inside the list. Let me add inside list. Okay, you can observe here one employee have a multiple task. That means we can't store here against the employee multiple record. Okay, multiple task. Okay, that means this task can be hold employee ID. Employee can't hold a task ID because they have a multiple task. In a single field we can't store multiple task ID. That's why. But a task have a single employee. That means in a task table we can store an employee ID. Okay, that means we have to define here map by. I will not okay, let's go inside the task entity. Here define employee, and here in a employee table here we define one to many. That means in a task table here we have to define many to one, many to one. Okay, here we have to define cascade, or we don't need define cascade here. We can define cascade here only. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, save. In a task table here we can define a join column, @join column, and name. Okay, we will give employee dash id, and reference column name should be id. Okay, let's save this employee. We will copy this employee and we will paste simply here map by employee. Okay, let's save. Let me check inside the table. We can see here new table created, employee dash task. Let me remove all this table. Let me terminate this application. Okay, and again run this application. Okay, our application is run successfully. Let me refresh. Now you can see our separate table deleted. If you are changing and your server is on, that time it automatically create the separate table. Okay, that's why first terminate your server, then define one to many mapping. Okay, if your server is on and you are putting here one to mapping code, it's immediately create a separate table, and there we define employee ID as well as your child table ID, that means task ID. Okay, now you can see, I will refresh. You can see inside task table here employee ID. Okay, inside the employee table there didn't store anything about the task. Okay, let me add new record in a postman. Go to the postman. Let's add task. Okay, let me comma add here task. Let's check the spelling. Go to the employee task. Okay, inside the task we have a multiple task. That means we have to pass array. Here our first task. Let me go inside task, and here you can see name and priority. Let's copy name, double quote name. You can give task change text. Okay, and second one is priority. Okay, I will copy this priority. Okay, let's paste here high priority. Okay, let's save. Our first task we added. Let me copy this. Add second task. Change color. Okay, keep priority same. Let me hit the send button, save, and click send button. You can see here we got 200. Let's check inside the table. Let's refresh, open task table. You can see here added 2 record, successfully added. Okay, but here didn't add a employee ID. Okay, we will figure out that issue also. Inside the employee table, you can see here also added 1 record because how to resolve this problem? I'll show you one thing. Let's go to the employee service. We have already created employee service class. Open that employee service and let's find our insert employee method. Okay, here we have a insert employee method. Okay, here we have to write one code. Here get all employee, render this employee using a for each loop. For that I'll simply task, create a task colon emp dot get task. Okay, p dot get task. That means here we get all tasks and we will print those tasks here. Okay, and second thing, get this task that we create here. Okay, and set inside that task set employee. Okay, set simply this object emp. Okay, once it will what it will done, it will first iterate how many tasks. If we define there 2 tasks, that means 2 times this for loop iterate. Okay, and each task each task object it store the employee data. Okay, employee, whatever employee have, it store inside the task. Okay, let's create one more thing. Emp dot set employee, set task, and here pass emp dot get task. Okay, simply here we are getting all tasks from employee and simply setting the employee. Okay, here we what done, first we take the employee. Okay, in that employee we take here employee task, all tasks present inside this employee object. Here we pass 2 tasks. You can see here in a payload, here we pass first task and then we pass second task. Okay, let's go to the code. This for loop run 2 times. In a first time it's take up first task. Okay, here we define a first task, this one. Okay, here we have a name, priority, and then we also have here employee. You can check in output. Let me show you task. Here we have a field name, priority, and then employee. This employee field is empty because we didn't pass anything about the employee in our payload. You can see here we simply pass name and priority. Okay, also we have to pass employee record also here, but we didn't pass employee record from here. So for handling that issue, we simply pass employee record from here. Simply we get the task and store that task inside. We have a set employee option. We simply set our employee object inside that task. Write this code. Okay, let's save and try to hit again this URL. Okay, let's click send button. You got here 200. Okay, status. Let me check inside the database. Refresh. You can see here now our employee ID also stored. Let's go to the employee table. Okay, and see inside the employee table. Refresh. You can see here ID added 3 Pune Ram 33. Okay, That means ID number 3 employee stored inside the task table. Okay, let's perform the last one, many to many. Here we have to add private list of project. I'll use project entity for many to many because one employee can handle multiple project, and in a one project work multiple employees. That's why I'm using here project. Let's add the project. Okay, let me add project, and here project, add here many to many mapping annotation. Okay, many to many, add here cascade type all. Okay, let's save, go to project entity class. Here also we have to add, okay, here we have to add employee, list of employee, because in a one single project can also, in a one project work multiple employee also. Okay, add here employee. Okay, add here many to many, and this project class is not responsible to create a new table or create any field for mapping operation. That's why I'm giving here map by, okay, employee, map by this variable. Okay, I'll just copy this variable and I'll paste this variable here. Let me save. Okay, I'll save this one also. I'll run application. Now check the database, refresh. You can see here we got a one new table, employee dash project. Let me open that table. There has a two field, employee ID and project ID. Okay, let's enter a new ID. Okay, I'll copy this. Okay, simply, or I'll create a new project, ct comma project colon. Here we can add a multiple project. That's why I'm taking here array list of project. Okay, let me check what variable inside the project, name and client name. The first one is a name. Okay, let's copy this name, add here project name. Okay, food project. Okay, I will simply add here food project. Then second variable, client name. Let's copy client name and paste here client name. I'll simply add here US client. Okay, US client. Okay, I'll add one more record because here we take a list of record. We can here add a list of record. Simply give here comma. Okay, new project. I'll give second one is a new project and UK client. Simply change here US to UK client. Let's save this payload and hit the submit button. You can see here we got a 200 OK status. Let me check inside the database. I'll refresh. I'll open employee dash project. You can see here employee ID 1, that against two project. Employee ID 1 also have a project ID 1, employee ID 1, project ID 2. Okay, this employee ID 1 has assigned two project ID 1 and project ID 2. If we go inside the project table, you can see here two record added. One is a food project and second one is a new project. Okay, if I open employee table, you can see here one employee entry added. Okay, Now in this video we saw how to perform mapping using a bidirectional. Okay, in the last video we saw how to perform mapping using a unidirectional. Okay, you can see here we comment unidirectional code. Okay, in a unidirectional mapping we don't need to define mapping code in a child entity classes. Okay, in a unidirectional we have defined here one to one, one to many. This all code we perform using unidirectional. Okay, and this is a bidirectional. In a bidirectional case we have to write code inside the entity parent class as well as child class. You can see here we have a map with profile one to one. Also in a profile entity also we have to add the mapping code. Okay, also the same scenario, many to one, we define we perform each operation. First we perform one to one, then many to one, then one to many, and then many to many. Okay, in the last video we cover unidirectional all operation. In this video we cover bidirectional all operation. If you have any doubt about the mapping, you can ask me in a comment box. I'll try to give the answer. Okay, in the next video we will see how to write a query in a JPA, how to write a SQL and native query in a JPA. Okay, if you like this video then please like, share, subscribe. We will meet in a next video. Let's goodbye.